I win, I will immediately bring prices down starting on day one.
It ain't true. That's what you just heard. Day one of Donald Trump's presidency.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is exactly what hell sounds like. Oh my goodness. So on a day of probably one of the most important speeches President Trump is going to make, perhaps in his whole entire presidency, you've got the entire cabal of hypocrite Democrat senators, Schumer, Warren, Cyclops, Booker, the whole lot of them, all recording the same exact coordinated message that they just posted today, and they put the inch in cringe, inspiring Musk to say, such lazy propagandists they are. You know, for a party that claims that they want authenticity, for a party that lost resoundingly in the election due to their lack of authenticity, this is about the worst route you could take. Also, the woke mind virus is not over. Woke is not over. DEI is not dead. I'm going to talk about that in a second. Plus, Zelenskyy caving in. And then you, the viewer, you have a very important task that you can actually contribute, actually make a very substantial difference. I'll talk about that in a second. You're not going to believe this, but they actually even stole my line, my goose egg line. Oh my goodness. Wait till you see the lack of innovation, the lack of creativity, the lack of authenticity. I mean, much like Kamala Harris, without a script, without a teleprompter, they have absolutely nothing. Watch this.
I win, I will immediately bring prices down starting on day one.
That ain't true. That's what you just heard. Since day
Prices down starting on day one.
That ain't true. That's what you just heard. Since
one of Donald Trump's presidency, prices are not down, they're up. Inflation
day one of Donald Trump's presidency, prices are up, not down. Inflation
is getting worse, not better. The prices
is getting worse, not better. The
of groceries, gas, housing, eggs of essentials is
cost of groceries, gas, housing, yeah, even eggs is getting higher.
not getting better, it's getting worse. Meanwhile, Donald Trump has done nothing, goose eggs, to lower prices for you.
Meanwhile, Donald Trump has done nothing to lower costs for you. Instead,
He's pardoned violent criminals who savagely beat police officers on
he's pardoned violent criminals who beat police officers on
January 6th. That's an effing disgrace. He's
January 6th. He's letting Elon Musk take a chainsaw,
letting Elon Musk take a chainsaw to
literally, to government programs that people need. And
vital government programs, and then, even worse, giving him access to Americans' most sensitive data. Social security numbers, tax returns, health care bills.
giving him access to Americans' most sensitive data, like social security numbers and tax returns and medical records. He's
fired thousands of essential workers, people who help our veterans get their benefits, people fighting Ebola in Africa so it doesn't.
fired thousands of essential government workers, people literally working to make government more efficient. He's frozen federal funding for vital programs, cancer research, veterans services, education programs, payments to family farmers, and more.
And come here. He's frozen funding for vital programs that so many American families need. Cancer research, education funding, payments to family farmers, and so much worse. Why?
Trump, Musk, and Republicans are taking away vital services from you so they can fund tax breaks.
Why are they doing this? Trump, Musk, Doge are taking these vital services away from you for one reason only, so they can give tax breaks
For billionaires like
to their billionaires club. Their
them. The Republican plan is simple. Families
plan is awful, simply awful. Billionaires win,
lose, well, billionaires win. And
families lose. And that is the truth.
that is the truth.
For the first time, I think I'm really curious to see what Jon Stewart thinks of that, because it was Stewart who was saying, can we find somebody else besides Chuck Schumer, besides Pocahontas Warren, besides these politicians that have gone into politics as public servants, making a government salary, somehow ending up in the multi-millionaire, some of them billionaires club, which makes absolutely no fiscal sense economically, financially whatsoever. These are the frauds. And this is the exact same script that I played at the outset, that dozens upon dozens of the same senators and hypocrites. These are the enemies within. And to have Chuck Schumer, I mean, this guy's older than Biden, for crying out loud. To have Chuck Schumer say it doesn't effing make sense. I mean, I know some of you interns for these hypocrites and for Kamala, and I know some of you staffers watch this show. What are you thinking? What are you thinking? Do you actually think, is this convincing anybody after the hypocrisy and the lies have all been exposed, not just throughout this election cycle, not just throughout the last 18 months, 36 months, but literally for the last 10 years? Everybody is finally waking up, even lifelong Democrats. Tulsi Gabbard, you lost her, an all-star. Robert Kennedy Jr., for crying out loud, it's the most iconic Democratic family of all time. And many more Democratic operatives. I've had them on my show. You guys keep doing the same exact thing. Are you literally, you're expecting different results? This is the definition of insanity. Who are you trying to convince? It's over. I mean, without a teleprompter, without a script, without any premeditation, they're just minions. Now, who's pulling the levers? Well, as my grandfather used to always say, always follow the money. Soros would probably be a good start, but there's literally zero originality here. I can't wait to get your comments on this. I mean, are you kidding me? Okay, now, the woke mind virus, it is far from over, my fellow Americans, my fellow global citizens in this nation. I want you to take a screenshot of this. These are the people, the so-called elected official, hypocritical swamp vermin who have actually voted for women to get beaten up on national television and get a medal for it. They have dishonored our daughters. They have dishonored women. They have encouraged abuse. I mean, President Trump is going to be having a couple of volleyball players who've been literally physically harmed by playing in their sport that they worked their entire lives with, being forced to play with biological males. The Senate just blocked a bill that Americans, I mean, 80% of Americans, bipartisan, Democrats, Republicans, doesn't matter what party from, 80% of Americans, never mind the fact that they went against the mandate on November 5th. Never mind the fact that they have demonstrated dissension to President Trump, who was elected by the people, of the people, for the people, and is literally passing historic legislation, historic policies, seemingly losing hours of sleep, not sleeping a wink, fighting for us. But 80% of Americans don't want biological males ruining their daughters' sports, women's sports. Why even have women's sports? If we're going to let biological male, why even call it women's sports? I want you to take a screenshot. Look at the names. Murphy is on there. Ossoff, Padilla, Duckworth, Fetterman. Wow. I mean, I was actually kind of surprised by Fetterman of Pennsylvania. These are the people we need to absolutely unseat and destroy in the primaries. I'm going to go even lower. Warnock, Klobuchar, take another screenshot. Write to these people, email them, call their offices, share this with your neighbors and your communities, your family members. These people want to ruin and dishonor our daughters' hard work, blood, sweat, and tears. They essentially want to destroy women's sports. They want to destroy everything that they worked their entire lives for. This is not what the American people want. And so if you think the woke mind virus is dead, if you think DEI cancerous woke ideologies are dead, think again, because this just happened. And this is a major disgrace. That coordinated video BS scripted crap that they just pulled today is more evidence. They don't care about you. They don't care about me. They don't care about the mandate. They don't care what the American people want. They don't care about democracy, obviously, because we all voted against this. it's still alive and well. Our work is far from over. The mission of our channel is to make common sense go viral. And I'm going to share with you a clip that I discovered through some research that's going to blow your mind right now. This is what would have happened if these anti-American, pro-communistic, pro-Leninist, pro-Marxist, DEI, cancerous, woke mind virus cretins, these lunkheads, this would have continued had these guys won, and we didn't vote against this. I want you to watch this clip very carefully. Watch this. Okay, this is pure insanity and pure cruelty to children. And I thank God every single day that we made the right decision on November 5th. But had they won, I want you to pay very close attention to this video. This is a Department of Education funded, our taxpayer dollars, training program for teachers with claims which claims that babies, mind you, develop racial biases and infants and begin attributing race before the age of 3 months. I am absolutely offended by this. You should be offended by this. And I'm only sharing this as a reminder how much work we still yet have to do.
So this timeline provides an illustration of how racial awareness develops. According to research, 3-month-olds show a preference for looking at faces that are similar to the race they see most often. At 9 months, infants are unable to distinguish the facial features of racial groups other than their caregiver unless they frequently see images of racially diverse people. By the age of 2, children are putting people into categories based on race, and they are observing and internalizing power dynamics. At age 3, children develop biases and begin assigning meaning to race by attributing positive traits to the dominant race. However, children can still respond to positive messaging about their own and others' racial identities. By age 5, children of all races demonstrate social biases primarily by attributing negative traits to non-white races. At this age, children are capable of acting against racial injustice.
My blood is just, oh my God. I mean, my blood is just absolutely boiling. And I have inflamed with even more purpose with this channel. I am even more imbued with electricity I'm spurned on. I'm inspired by that, actually. We need to fight, y'all. Can you imagine robbing children's innocence? Introducing the idea of race before they're even allowed to speak? You ever known a baby that was racist? Let me know in the comments. You ever known a child to be a racist? I dare you, go put a baby of every single color, every single race in a sandbox. Watch what happens. You want to destroy their innocence before they're even able to understand what in the world is going on? This is the same lunacy in the transgender, gender-affirming care, giving puberty blockers, not understanding the long-term healthcare ramifications before the age of consent, before they even know who and what they are. This is insanity. It's a parasitic mind virus. Our work is not done, my fellow Americans. Make this video go viral. Share it with everybody. Tap the thumbs up. Leave a comment. And then lastly, Zelenskyy just posted this on X today. Obviously, there's been a lot of tensions between Ukraine and the U.S. He acted a fool. He acted like a complete, absolute, petulant man-child in our Oval Office very recently. And now you've got all the European Union members and the UK saying, we back you, et cetera, et cetera. So he posted this on X today, and I'll read the entire thing. It's several paragraphs long. Let me know what you guys think. I'd like to reiterate Ukraine's commitment to peace. None of us wants an endless war. Well, you didn't really prove that day. Ukraine is ready to come to the negotiating table as soon as possible to bring lasting peace closer. Nobody wants peace more than Ukrainians, even though you don't act like it at all. And you kidnap young men in your country and force them to the conscripts of the front line. As J.D. Vance pointed out, you heathen, you lunkhead hypocrite. My team and I stand ready to work under President Trump's strong leadership to get a peace that lasts. We are ready to work fast to end the war, and the first stages could be the release of prisoners and truce in the sky, ban on missiles, long-range drones, bombs on energy, and other civilian infrastructure, and truce in the sea immediately if Russia will do the same. Then we want to move very fast through all next stages and to work with the U.S. to agree a strong final deal. We do really value how much America has done to help Ukraine maintain its sovereignty, even though you don't show your gratitude, and independence. And we remember the moment when things changed when President Trump provided Ukraine with javelins. We are grateful for this. Our meeting in Washington at the White House on Friday did not go the way it was supposed to be. Gee, I wonder why. What a freaking joke. It is time to make things right. We would like to future cooperation and communication to be constructive. Regarding the agreement on minerals and security, Ukraine is ready to sign it. Then why didn't you sign it that day, you momo? Instead of acting like a complete toddler with a tantrum. Ukraine is ready to sign it at any time and in any convenient format. We see this agreement as a step toward greater security and solid security guarantees. And I truly hope it will work effectively. So big talk from a small man. I don't know. Trump just eliminated all aid last night, late last night. I did a video on Pam Bondi, the Epstein files. If you missed that, it'll be coming up soon, or just go to my YouTube channel. He ended all aid to Ukraine. So this is coming off the heels of that. I think Zelenskyy made a huge blunder that day in the Oval Office. He thought he was dealing with the corpse vegetable in chief. He had no idea he was dealing with the same balls that built this country. And you pretty much F around and found out, didn't you? And so now he's groveling back to the table. We'll see what Trump does. Knowing Trump with his heart of gold, he'll probably return and reciprocate the sentiment and be willing to work something out. But because we are so back, I know he's going to work out a deal that will favor and put our interest first, as he always does. We are so back. By the way, if you want this made in the USA original Nez Nation Patriot merch, the link is in the pinned comment, also down below in the description. Go check it out. Just go to professornez.com/merch. Hallelujah. We got balls back. I can't wait to get your comments. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. If you love America, just tap that thumbs up. It takes 2 seconds, a nanosecond. It's free. Check out these videos coming up on the screen right here. In case you missed them, tap my face right there to subscribe and follow. And as always, may God bless you and may God bless the USA. I'll see you soon.